Welcome back, students. This video is for class 7, chapter number 3, animal fibers. Okay, I repeat, class 7, chapter number 3, animal fibers. Animal fibers, page number 21. Okay, it is your third part of means third chapter of your biology. Okay, I repeat, chapter number 3, animal fibers, page number 21, class 7, and third chapter of biology. Okay, so today the chapter name is animal fibers. Now animals, everyone know what are animals. Next is fiber. Fiber means clothes, right? Fibers means there are different types of fibers, but here we are going to study about clothes. Okay, so first topic is clothes. Now in lower standards we have studied that for human beings there are three basic necessities, right? For survival there are three basic necessities for survival, and they are food, clothing, and shelter, right? Food, clothing, and shelter. So clothes are the one of our basic needs of our life, right? They are one of the basic needs of our life. Next, why we wear clothes, right? First thing, means earlier means people used to wear clothes to protect themselves from dust, insect bites, and weather conditions, right? From cold and hot weather, like we have different clothes for different weathers. In rainy seasons we use raincoats, in winter we use sweaters, in summer we use cotton clothes. So we are having different types of clothes. Later it became, means according to the fashion, it becomes like for female it was sari, for men it was pants, shirts, means everything develop or change with time, according to the time. But earlier people used to wear clothes just to protect themselves from the changing weather, from insects, from means birds, dust, and everything. Okay, now the type of fabric we wear depends upon climate, right? As I said, it depends upon climate. In rains we use, for to go out we use raincoats. In winters we use those sweaters, woolen clothes. In summer we use cotton clothes. So these all are types of fabric, right? The fabric means wool is a fabric, cotton is a fabric. So these are all types of fabric. Next, in summer also in summer we not only use cotton clothes, but also we use light color clothes. Means light, the color of the cloth should be light. Okay, because light color reflects heat, or light, or the reflects heat, due to which we don't feel that much hot in those light colored cotton clothes. Okay, but as in winter we use woolen clothes, and also normally we should use dark color clothes, because dark color absorbs heat. Okay, so due to which our body temperature remains hot, and that's why we don't feel too much cold in those sweaters and all. Okay, so we should use dark clothes in winters. Next, the material that is used to make clothing is called fabric. So to the means the material, like as I said, cotton is a fabric, right? Because we use cotton to make clothes. So basically cotton is a fabric. So the material that is used to make clothes is called as fabric. Next, the fabric is made by weaving and knitting yarn. Weaving and knitting means, in some videos or on TV you might have seen there are huge machines, right? Like Gandhiji, he means to make those clothes, he uses the charkha, right? Gandhiji uses charkha to make that thread and then clothes. So all these process is known as weaving and knitting. And knitting means normally that our grandmother means makes the sweater using those wool, so that process is knitting. Okay, so weaving and knitting yarn. So by using that method we can make fabric. So many fibers are spun together to get yarn, and many small fibers are spun together to make a yarn. Yarn means a big roll of thread. Next, fiber can classified into two, natural and synthetic. Obviously everything in this world is natural also and man-made also. So natural is the one that we get from nature, and synthetic is the one which we made. Okay, so first is natural fibers. In natural fiber what comes is cotton. Cotton we get from cotton crops, right? Jute, for jute there are crops. Next, silk. Now silk we get from some worms, and we are going to study it further in this chapter only. So just remember, silk is also a natural fiber. Next is wool. Wool we get from right? We get from sheep, goats, and different animals. So wool, so we get this thing naturally, so they comes under natural fibers, whereas in synthetics they are nylon, polyester, acrylic and rayon. Now in Kalyan there is a what we can say company name as Century Rayon. You might have heard the name. It is situated in Birla Gate, sorry, Birla Gate. The name is Century Rayon. So this rayon type of fiber is made over there, okay, in industries. So these are all made in factories. These types of threads are made in factories, so these are man-made, so hence they are known as synthetic fiber. So nylon, polyester, acrylic and rayon, so these are examples of synthetic or man-made fiber. Now let's study about wool. Okay, so what is wool? Wool is basically we use in making sweaters, shawls, carpets. Okay, so wool is used there. Now where do we get this wool from? So we get this wool from different animals like goats, camels, sheep and rabbits. So we get wool from these animals: sheep, goats, camels and rabbit. Now from the fleece means hairs. Okay, normally fleece means hairs of the sheep. Okay, hair or wool. Okay, you might have seen sheep, right, in photos. It is, I guess, there. Yeah, here you can see on page number 22 there is a photo of a sheep. So this sheep is having too much of hair on its body. So from this hair, after removing this hair, the wool is made. Okay, the process is given here, we will study about it, but you just remember we get wool from sheep. So sheep is a goat like animal and it has lots of hair on its body, so we just trim those hair and after that we make wool from that. Clear? Now wool is a good fabric for making clothes for the following reason. From wool we get fabric, and from that fabric we make clothes like sweaters and etc. Okay, so sweaters, shawls, etc. So wool is soft and provides warmth, as we get it from animal, right? It is very soft, like yeah, it's very soft. Next thing, it provides warmth means heat, so that's why it is used in cold weather or cold winter season. The air spaces between the wool fibers create an insulating barrier. Okay, so there are, you can see in your sweater there are small holes. So those small holes make an insulating, means it creates a layer over your body, and due to which heat of your body cannot come out, and cold weather means that cold temperature cannot go inside, and that's why you don't feel that cold inside the sweater. Next, wool has elasticity. You might have seen, take your sweater and just stretch it. You can stretch it, right? So wool has elasticity. Next, it can be easily dyed in different color. Means while making sweaters and everything, we can give different colors very easily. Dyeing means it is a process in which they adds colors to the clothes. Okay, means you can see the clothes we daily uses has different color like red, yellow, purple, like these colors are there, right? So these colors are due to the process of dyeing. While dyeing they give different colors to that fabric. Okay, next is rearing of sheep. Now to get the wool we should means what we can say, we should have the sheep, right? So we should have those sheep. Then like in poultry business they keep hens, right? Because from those hens they get eggs and meat. Similarly from sheep what we get wool. So we should keep those sheep and we should take care of them. So sheep, how the process is done. Now sheep are reared for their wool. Now why the sheep are kept? Because of their wool. Okay, now in different conditions, different countries, in different countries there are different breeds of sheep. Like for this I'll give you an example. Like dogs have several breeds, right? Dog breeds are like German Shepherd, Labrador, Pomeranian, next is Pit Bull, Boxer, Dalmatian. So these are different breeds of dog. Similarly sheep too has different breeds. Okay, means what, the animal is same, the animal is sheep and we get wool from those, but they according to the countries, according to the weather conditions, the breed differs. Clear? So and how to take care of the sheep. So the sheep should be reared in a barns or in a large open area. So to keep the sheep there should be a large open area with grass, right? Because sheep eat grass. The thickness, length, sheen, strength and color of the hair determine the quality of the wool. Obviously means how long is the hair, right, of the sheep, then how thick it is, what is its quality. So everything determines the quality of the sheep hair, or we call it as wool. So selective breeding method has been practiced for many hundred of years now. Okay, breeding method. In this, what they say, in this method, two plants or animal with a specific characteristic are selected to produce offspring. Now, wild sheep has two types of hair: coarse long hair and soft shorter hair near the skin. So, to get sheep with long and soft hair. Now, okay, now if there are two ships. Okay, let's consider an example. There are two ships in this, in which one ship is having long hair, long, right? One ship is having long hair and another ship is having soft hair. Okay, it means one ship is having long hair, another ship is having soft hair. Now when they both are breeded, and when they will have a baby, so that baby will be having long and soft hair. Means what, the breeding is done, and using that the another ship which is produced, so it will have characteristic of the both, like childrens have characteristic of both mom and dad. Similarly, the ship with one quality and the ship with other quality will have a child which will have quality of the both. So this thing is called as breeding, and this is called as selective breeding, right? Because we know one is having long hair, another is having soft hair, so we will get means now if we will trim this one, we will get only long hair. If we will trim the other one, we will only get the soft hair. But if we make breeding of those, and the third sheep will have quality of both long and soft hair, so the wool quality will be very good in the third sheep. That's why selective breeding is done. Now in India, sheep are reared in the states. Now where do we have this type of sheep rearing in India? We have in states like Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Gujarat, Jammu and Kashmir, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu and Uttaranchal. So these are the states where sheep breeding is done. Next, the bulk of wool that is produced is used for manufacture of hand knitted carpets. In India, mostly instead of using machines, people prefer to get the hand knitted sweaters or carpets or anything. Okay, so they prefer those things. That is, we call them as we say that no, machine things are not good, right? In India, normal people think machine things are not good. The man-made things are better than them. So they prefer these types of things. Okay, next, here they have given names of breed, uses of wool and state where they found. Means Bhakarwad is a breed of sheep, and the wool of this is used for making woolen shawls, and they are found in Jammu and Kashmir. Next, Lohi has a good quality of wool, means it has a very good quality of wool, and the breed is found in Rajasthan and Punjab. Means this type of ships are found in Rajasthan and Punjab. Next is Marwari, in this coarse wool. Okay, and it is found in Rajasthan, Gujarat. Next is Nali, in it is good carpet quality, and Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. Next is Patanwadi. Next, it has fine wool meant for hosiery. Hosiery means it is also a type of cloth. Okay, so hosiery, and it is found in Gujarat. Next is Chokla, it has a very good carpet wool. Okay, carpet wool. Next, it is found in Rajasthan. Rampur Busher, white or brown fleece, means it has white or brown color hair, and it is found in Himachal Pradesh and Uttaranchal. Next, now how the wool is produced. Okay, how the wool is produced, I am going to explain this here, but on YouTube you will find very nice videos of this. Means you should type the process of making wool, so they will show you different types of processes. In those, everything is described in detail. Okay, so if you want for extra knowledge, just go through those videos, and it will become easy for you to understand. Okay, so first is production of wool. Now how to produce the wool, or how they produce the wool. First is shearing. Okay, when the sheep has grown a thick coat of hair, the hair is removed. Means normally the people who shear the sheep, what they do, when they observe that yeah, now the wool has grown up fully, means now the sheep is having nice long hair, so they just remove it, or they just trim out the sheep. So it can be seen shearing a sheep with clippers. Clippers means this instrument. So they are just trimming the wool of the sheep. Here you can see from those sheep they collected this much of wool. Okay, so the shearing is done, the removal of fleece or hair from the ship's body is called shearing. So removing of the hair from the ship is called shearing. Next, this is done using those clippers or long razor, like right, means generally in boys go for haircut, so in saloon they use those razors. Okay, so for men or humans they are small razors, but for animal there are big size of razors, so using that the hairs are trimmed off. Next, normally the shearing is done twice in a year, means after every 6 months they are done, but at some places if the hair growth is very fast, so they do it thrice in a year, means 3 times in a year. Next is scoring. So the process of washing. Now after the removal of hair, now we got this hair, okay, let us imagine we got this hair. Now what we should do, we should wash them. Why? Because the ship will have lots of dust, lots of insects and everything on their body, so it should be washed. So that washing process is called as scoring, and in this the machines are used to remove the dust and dirt from the ship's body, ship's hair. Okay, and this is done using soap water. In soap water all the wool is washed and all the insect, dust, dirt is removed. So that process is called as scoring. Next is grading. Okay, in grading what happens, separating the fleece based on the quality. Now after washing, what they do, here you can see the scoring is done, means washing of the wool. Now after washing, there will be different types of wool inside this, because at some some parts of the body it will have short hair, at some part it will have long hair, right? So according to that the wool is separated, like short hair, medium hair and long hair. So according to that the wool is separated. Next, and this is called as grading. This is called as grading, and depends upon the size they are used, means short hair is used for making some articles, then medium hair is used for making suppose sweater, then long hair is used for making shawl. So depending upon their size they are used, and this type of thing is called grading. Next is carding. Now washed and graded wool is straightened and passed through a machine. Now as you know, you can see if you have a fallen hair, okay, take your any of your hair, fallen hair, you will see it will have an uneven shape, right? You won't have a straight nice hair, okay, you will have an uneven shape. So similarly the ship hair is also uneven, it is not like straight. Okay, so after grading them, what they do, they put them in the machine, and using that machine they are straightened. Okay, so you will get a thread like structure. When the hair becomes straight, you will get a thread like structure. So here it is, this the wash and graded wool is straightened and passed through a machine. Here you can see that using those machine you will get a nice thread like what we can say a bundle of, means how we have bundle of thread for stitching at our home. Similarly they make bundles using this, and long bundles are made. Okay, so the clean fibers are spun into a long thread called yarn, and after that bundling they are made in a big what we can say rolls, and that rolls are called as yarn. Okay, so this is spinning. Now dyeing. Now after making the bundle, okay, now what we should do, we should color them. Why? Right, because we don't use a plain our sweater has different designs or different colors. So from where do they come from? They come from the process called as dyeing. So in this process what they do, they add color to fibers, means they take a bucket, in that they pour some liquid color. Okay, suppose let us imagine there is a bucket, in that just pour some liquid color, that it is a special color only used for coloring the clothes. So just pour they just pour them, and then they dip all the yarns into that color. So if there is a red color in the bucket, the whole yarn will become red color, and using that red thread you can make any of the red color sweater or cloth. Okay, so that process is called as dyeing. Next is knitting. Now after dyeing, means now the thread is ready, now the colorful threads are ready. Now what is the process? Knitting, means what the knitting is the process in which the threads are, means our grandmother she makes there are long sticks you might have seen, and just she goes on making some sweater. So that process is called as knitting, and that knitting is done through woolen threads. You might have seen huge bundles of threads with our grandmother, so she just goes on making the sweater. So that process is called as knitting. Clear? So how the clothes are made from wool. Now Another examples of wool is, means from where do we get the wool? From other animals. So those animals are, first it is from Kashmiri, Kashmir. It is an type of sheep and it is found in Kashmir. And the sweater or the wool which we get from the this breed of sheep, it is called as pashmina. It is called as pashmina shawls. Okay, they are very famous all around the world. They are known as pashmina shawls. Next is mohair, and mohair type of wool is obtained from Angora goats. They are obtained from Angora goats. Here it is the image of that goat. So it is fine, soft and strong. It has a fine, soft wool, and it is used for making clothes. Okay, and it is used for making clothes. And whereas the thick hair, okay, again as I said, it will have two types of hair, thick and thin. So the thick hair is used for making carpets and thin hair is used for making clothes. Next is Angora wool. Okay, it is obtained from Angora rabbits, means this is mohair is obtained from Angora goats, and whereas Angora wool is obtained from Angora rabbits. Now rabbits too has lots of fur on their body. Okay, if they are breeded and taken care of properly. These rabbits are not those which we make pet at home. Okay, these are special rabbits, so they too have lots of fur on their body. So it is a very fine and fluffy wool. It is also known for its silky texture. Okay, it will have a silk like texture. You might have seen silk, normally mummies have those silk saris. Okay, so this silk means it will have a silk is very soft and shiny, so this will have silk texture. Next is camel wool. Camel to have lots of hair on their body. So camel wool is soft and warm, and it is blended into fine wool to create fabrics. Okay, from camel wool what they make? Coats, jackets, skirts and sweaters. So these things are made from camel wool. Next is vicuna fiber, is a rare and fine fiber that we get from vicuna, a member of the camel family in South America. Okay, so this fiber again we get from a camel. Okay, but these camels are only found in South America. They are not found anywhere else. So the camel which found in South America, we get a wool from them, which is called a vicuna. Next we get alpaca fiber from the hair of the alpaca, a member of camel family. Here it is vicuna and here it is a alpaca. So we get wool from this also. Okay, clear? So this was all about wool. Now yeah, so let's revise what we have studied today. Then in next video we will go for silk. Clear? You just go through once the videos available on YouTube, that process of making wool. Okay, then you can see everything in detail. So what we have studied today, animal fibers. First we have seen what are the importance of clothes, then which type of clothes are used in which seasons. Next we saw fibers and fabric. Next is we saw wool. Okay, now then how sheep are reared. Next, production of wool. In this which steps are followed? First is shearing, scoring, grading, carding, spinning, dyeing and knitting. Okay, then which are those other animals from them we get the wool. And lastly, other animals also, this from where we get the wool. Okay, so with this we will stop here, and in next lecture we will go for silk. Okay.